Why can't we all just say penis?
Penis!
Why do we have to use so many different words for it? Perhaps it's just a testament to the beauty and color of the English language. But why don't we unzip our dictionary open and trace the origins of all the famous slangs of our manhood? Bollocks. Let's start our timeline on the very first known penis slang, bollocks. The word has been in usage for so long, almost as long as my penis, since at least back around 1366, and it's still being used by angry Brits today, although now it means nonsense.
Bollocks, sire.
It was actually the vernacular word for testicles, used in the first English language Bible, specifically in Leviticus, which goes as, "All beasts that kick and taken away the bollocks is, ye shall not offer to the Lord," which in modern English meant as, "Any beast that is cut and taken away the bollocks, you shall not offer to the Lord." Pin. A century after the bollocks came the slang term pin around 1460. We had the euphemism for the testicles. Here we now have one for the penis itself, our precious pin and our massive bollocks. Prick. The great English bards around the 16th century used the word prick to refer to the penis. The word first meant a pointed weapon or dagger, first noted in the 1550s. It was actually a verb for sexual intercourse back in the 14th century, notably used in Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. With those salacious meanings, it was only a matter of time before it became known as penis. It was in 1592 when prick was first recorded to be used as the male organ. Shakespeare playfully used it several times in his oeuvre, like he did in Romeo and Juliet, where he wrote, "The body hand of the dial is now upon the prick of noon." Cock. Later in the 1610s came one of our favorite ways of calling our manhood. It seemed that someone has been looking at cocks, the roosters in this instance, for far too long and just started to see penises. When a rooster gets excited, their wattles or the red bits under their necks fill with blood and swell so red, just like our cocks. The word cock became too taboo that cock, as in the male chicken, came to be known as roosters instead in 1772, which the Puritans preferred. The obsolete word pillicock, originating from the 1300s, also meant penis, so there was a chance that cock was already in circulation 300 years before 1610. Penis. Penis was actually known as a tail before it was known as a penis. Tail was how both the male and female genitals were known since the 13th century. But when 1676 came, its Latin equivalent, penis, was introduced. So it's almost like we're going medieval every time we call for our penis. Roger and Dick. Many unfortunate names other than Richard have been the target of the penis.
Suck it to me?
Roger was the first known victim, used as a slang for penis from 1650 to 1870. Then there was Thomas in 1811. Then Dick or Richard.
Suck it.
Peter and Willie. But since Dick is the most famous one, let us find out how Richard got his double entendre.
Suck me?
Dick, which was a rhyming nickname for Rick, which is short for Richard, has been in use since the 1550s. It was a synonym for fellow, lad, and man. In the mid-17th century, Dick became known not just as a man, but also as a male sexual partner. It's not really hard to imagine how Dick became to be known as penis after that. It was in 1891 when it became a British Army slang for penis. Pecker. Then we have the word pecker, dating back in 1902, which was perhaps an allusion to how a rooster or a cock pecks. So it seems that pecker has continued to evolve the English language, from pillicock, cock, and now to pecker. Dong. Our inner poets came to us again just as it did with prick whenever we use the word dong. The dong actually comes from the 1894 poem The Dong with a Luminous Nose by Edward Lear. As the story goes, a one-eyed creature, yes, just like our peanut, referred to as the dong, searched for a lady using his long red lamp-like probe. It was a long search, just like my wiener. It was only a matter of time before the wienerwurst, the Vienna sausages, started looking like penises to people's eyes. The food became familiar in the United States back in the late 19th century, and it was in 1905 when the wurst was dropped from wienerwurst. Then, 5 years later, the wiener became commonly associated with the penis. Schlong. We had Latin, we had German, now let's have some Yiddish. Schlong, originally Slang, dating back in 1969. There's not much needed explanation for this. Schlong simply meant snake. It's perhaps obvious why snakes are often associated with penises. I mean, just look at my long penis. There's definitely a lot more euphemisms for penis that we have left out here. But these are the famous playful ways of calling the manhood throughout the centuries. Maybe more slangs would be erected in the coming years. We just had the pandemic. Maybe needles could be a new slang for penis. What's your favorite nickname for penis? Let us know in the comments below, and if you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the Generalists channel for tidbits in history. And also, click the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a new video comes out.